Right, so this is gonna be fun. So Remainers, and this includes all various parties from Lib Dems, Labour, SNP, have finally got their act together, apparently, and met to discuss how to stop Brexit. And trust me, keep watching till the end of this video because there's going to be a happy ending. So various party leaders and Remain politicians from Jeremy Corbyn to Anna Soubry and Joe Swinson have finally got together and created a new Avengers team. Initially, the plan was to create a national unity government by focusing on introducing a vote of no confidence in Parliament against Boris Johnson. But then the plan changed and now they want to table an emergency motion to take over the parliamentary timetable and stop Brexit. And they all signed the pledge and everything, so it's very, very official, guys. Now, there are a few problems here. Firstly, a lot of the ex-Labour MPs who left the party because of Jeremy Corbyn, John McDonnell and their friends because they're intolerant towards certain people from certain backgrounds, including Luciana Berger, Chuka Umunna, and everyone else who created the Change UK party or defected the Lib Dems, are now back together with the same Labour people. Second problem is that Remainers claim that Brexit will harm the Union, the United Kingdom, and now they're actually plotting with Plaid Cymru and the SNP, who want to destroy the Union and the United Kingdom. I mean, well done, guys. Well done. But my favourite is the leader of the Liberal Democrats, Joe Swinson, who tweeted that she'd met with MPs from all parties who want to stop Brexit, but also stop the anti-democratic shutdown and suspension of Parliament. Yeah, it's very undemocratic that Her Majesty wants to suspend her own government. Okay, fair enough. But in an interview with the BBC, Jo Swinson revealed her true intention, which is not necessarily to stop no-deal Brexit, to have a softer Brexit, or to have a more democratic version. It's this. Watch till the end.
I think the first and most important thing is that we agree that we should pass legislation to require the government to extend Article 50. I'd like that to be for the purpose of holding a people's vote. Secondly, if we end up in the scenario of a vote of no confidence and a general election, it's hugely important that there is agreement that such an election would give the people, the public, the chance to choose, and therefore it would have to be either before the 31st of October or come with an extension to Article 50. And then finally, if we are on the verge of crashing out without a deal and all else has failed, we need to be prepared to revoke Article 50, because in 2019 we should not have the situation where British government policy leads to food and medicine shortages.
See? Revoke Article 50. That's all they want, to fully stop Brexit. So every time they tell you, no, we just want to stop no-deal Brexit, it's nonsense. On the other hand, we have Jeremy Corbyn, who tweeted that he will do everything he can to stop a no-deal bankers Brexit. A bankers Brexit. Seriously? Considering the Remain campaign was funded by banks, and now it's the bankers who are freaking out over a potential no-deal Brexit, I don't know who these bankers are who want a no-deal Brexit. I don't know, where are they? But I feel sorry for Jeremy Corbyn because they made him make this video.
A no-deal Brexit is really a Trump deal Brexit. It won't return sovereignty, it won't take back control. All it will do is put us at the mercy of Donald Trump and the big United States corporations who are desperate to get their teeth into our NHS. It'll be the death knell for our steel industry and strip back our food standards and animal welfare protections. Boris Johnson's plan to suspend Parliament to force through no deal would be the gravest abuse of power and attack on our Constitution in living memory. That's why today we've brought leaders from opposition parties together, and our teams will be meeting again as soon as possible. And I've just written to over 100 Conservative and Independent MPs who oppose no deal, because we must find common ground and a practical way to stop this disastrous no deal Brexit for which Boris Johnson has no mandate.
Well, that was uncomfortable to watch. But this isn't their only option. So they are so desperate because this is their final attempt to stop Brexit. And they now want to ask God to get involved with Brexit. You think I'm kidding? No. Remainers have approached the Archbishop of Canterbury to make him agree to create a citizen assembly to essentially have an echo chamber for Remainers to discuss how they can stop Brexit, because only God can stop Brexit at this point. But Justin Welby said that it was an unexpected privilege to be asked by senior MPs to oversee the discussions involving a cross-section of people from across the country. However, he insisted that it must not be used as a vehicle to stop or delay Brexit. Well, that's a shame. God said no. But with Jeremy Corbyn agreeing to join this Remain alliance, as you remember, until yesterday, the original plan was to create a national unity government and an interim prime minister, and Jeremy Corbyn wanted to be this prime minister, but the other Remainers said no. So the new plan is to basically create an emergency motion in Parliament to take over the parliamentary procedure. And Jeremy Corbyn has confirmed that he wants to do this as well. But the issue is not all Remainers agree with each other. This is Mike Graves. He said in a tweet that Corbyn will support a better Brexit, a jobs-first Brexit, a socialist Brexit, a unicorn Brexit, a red cake and eat it Brexit, any Brexit you like as long as it's not a Tory, no deal, bankers Brexit. Well, in response to this, my good friend Tom Harwood from Guido Fawkes said this to Sky News.
I think what Brexiteers up and down this country are sick and tired of is being told that we didn't know what we were voting for by people who voted Remain. It's actually quite sad to see someone like Jeremy Corbyn, who, let's face it, probably voted Leave, being pushed around by so many different interests within his party. He's not appearing as a leader today. He's appearing as sort of a bedraggled follower trying to scrap together these disparate coalitions of people. But actually, the reality is that we've seen a host of Labour MPs leave his party because they could not countenance making him Prime Minister. We've seen many Lib Dems stand on the prospect of not making Jeremy Corbyn Prime Minister. There are more independents in this Parliament than there have been in many, many parliaments. Because they have left their respective parties, because they view the direction that the Labour Party has gone in is profoundly dangerous, and they need something else. So the idea that Jeremy Corbyn could perhaps be some sort of unity figure, some sort of leader in this area, is frankly preposterous. It flies against the face of reality, really. This is fantasy politics.
Now, obviously, when this news came out, some Brexiteers became quite concerned. Because if Remainers take over the parliamentary timetable, then it will be slightly problematic. But this morning, this happened. Boris Johnson announced that he wants to suspend and prorogue Parliament to pass through a no-deal Brexit. The government has asked the Queen to prorogue Parliament. The controversial move means MPs are unlikely to have time to pass any laws that could stop a no-deal Brexit. It literally took the government a few hours last night to realise that, well, now that Remainers are moving from a no-confidence motion to an emergency motion to take over the parliamentary timetable, the best thing to do is force Remainers to go back to their original plan, a no-confidence vote, because that's fine, bring it on. Now, you could imagine what's been happening throughout the day. A complete meltdown by Remainers. This is Philip Hammond. It will be a constitutional outrage if Parliament were prevented from holding the government to account at a time of national crisis. Profoundly undemocratic. This is John Bercow. Suspending Parliament is a constitutional outrage. The Labour politician Margaret Beckett said that Boris Johnson is trashing the Constitution. This is a government with no majority of its own in Parliament. While Parliament is not even sitting, he is disgracefully dragging the Queen into the heart of the most difficult and dangerous exploitation of the usual powers of government. I mean, Her Majesty's gone through much bigger problems and crises than this. I'm sure she can survive. Anna Soubry. Outrageous that Parliament will be shut down at a moment of crisis as we face crashing out of the EU with no deal and for which there is no mandate. Our democracy is under threat from a ruthless Prime Minister elected by less than 100,000 Conservative members. Email your MP now and demand Parliament sits. Yes, this is what we're dealing with. Amazing. Now, these Remain MPs are saying that there is no mandate for a no-deal Brexit, as in MPs haven't been in charge of the process. Really? MPs voted to approve the 2016 EU referendum. MPs voted for the EU Notification Act. MPs also voted for the Withdrawal Act. And MPs rejected the Brexit deal 3 times, which means a no-deal Brexit is now the default position. Now, we're going to be covering all this on a daily basis on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you click on the subscribe button. And now we have a leaked conversation from the palace between the Queen and Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson, I wish to prorogue Parliament. The Queen, bloody good idea. I can't wait to see Anna Soubry's face. And we have Anna Soubry's face. But warning, this might disturb you. Yep, told you. Don't forget to click like, share the video, and if you want to follow me on social media, Twitter and Instagram, it's down here. If you want to support the channel, you can become a member of the Cabinet Club. The link is in the description. And don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell next to it. Otherwise, YouTube will notify you when I release a new video. Videos come out every day at 6 p.m. I'll see you tomorrow with a new video.